Hello everybody, I'm Chris Bartgore, and as I'm sure you know by now, this is another LEGO building video, so welcome back. And today, I want to do something a little different. All my builds are usually pretty small, pretty contained. They don't get out of control too much, but I'm about to embark on my biggest LEGO project yet. Okay, the biggest building I've done. My building's a pretty large scale on the train layout, and this is going to be the biggest one of all, so far. And this is going to be Lowe's home improvement store. Pretty ubiquitous, at least if you live in America. They'll basically, there's one off every highway exit or something. There's just, well, if you know, you know. So, basically, I'm going to divide this build up into 3 sections. I'm going to have the garden center, I'm going to have kind of the main entrance, and I'm going to have the kind of wood lumber area. So, here in front of me, I have laid out a whole bunch of pieces. Now, in some of these little bags, I have already completed some sub-builds and stuff, but most of this, the main structure of a building, is bricks. It's laid out. I've got cups, I've got bins, I've got the little Literati. No one remembers it, but it was a thing once upon a time. And whole lot of tan, obviously, quite a bit of dark blue, quite a bit of red. And yeah, I mean, there it is. It's quite a bit. And will probably look like even more when built. Alright, now here's the foundation built, and yes, I am filming on my floor. That's because I don't want to have enough space to lay these out anywhere else. So this one here is the garden center. There's going to be like a greenhouse here, and then there's going to be like a kind of a mesh kind of fence, and there's going to be like bags of soil. And then this one is the main entrance. It's going to have like the paint section and the light section, as well as like the checkouts. And then this one here is going to be the lumber section. So there's going to be kind of a big open door here. There's this little ramp that cars can go up. This is the first time I've actually used this ramp piece in a mock. It's kind of cool though. It's a classic piece associated with LEGO Town. But yeah, as you can see, this thing is going to be quite large when it's done. I just realized it kind of looks like an axe here when leaned up against the stereo cabinet like that. You could wave it around. Could also be like a giant musical note or like the little B or something. But there it is altogether. It's sturdy enough to kind of sit up on its side like that. With some bending at the pins, I think, were there, but it's pretty sturdy. Maybe it could be a giant toothbrush, I guess. Alright, here's what I've got so far. It's not a huge amount, but this is just the middle kind of entrance section. There's an entrance, obviously. It's going to have windows on either side. Those should really be doors, but I'm going to have some pillars that would block them from opening. This would be the wall with the garden center, so it has doors leading to the outdoor garden section area. This side, though, just leads to the lumber section. It is just open, kind of a hallway. We do have some Technic bricks here, though. So we can maybe put more pins in. I may have went overboard for pins down here, but that'll help prevent it from kind of bowing apart on the side when it's all together and looking weird. So, oh yeah, in the back, I haven't built yet. I'm going to put loading bays there, although not going to be real loading bays. They're going to be just dummies on the outside, and then it's going to be kind of flat on the inside, just kind of a wall, but I think that does add a bit of extra detailing to the back, which, it helps kind of break up just the monotony of just plain tan. Alright, well, I've built more on the back wall. This is what I have going on right now. Here are the loading bays I was talking about. I think the caution striping adds a lot of kind of, I don't know, depth to the back. And I think the doors look good too. I'm just using this rail brick for the door. Pretty simple design. I originally came up with it to try to make the back of a Best Buy mock I was working on look less flat, but I ended up scrapping that mock idea back last spring because I thought it would be too big and too expensive, but of course my horizons have since expanded. Lowe's here is going to be bigger than that would have ever been, so but yeah, the loading bay is very simple build. They just add a nice little bit of detail. And I will probably use them on other builds at some point, just the same little kind of sub-assembly. But there are going to be more of them over on the lumber section. I have just a few here on the back of the main part of the build, but there's going to be more. And as you can see, I'm also starting to build up kind of a lip here in the back, that's going to be where the roof is going to connect. So that's going to be have kind of some tiles and some studs. And then up here on top of this, there's going to need to be a sign for the building, and then over here there's going to need to be awnings. So I still haven't gone around to those yet. Alright, and there it is with some of the back more completed, and then some of the awning sort of added. Now I'm going to have slopes and stuff up here to make it a bit more interesting, but here's what it looks like right now. You got these nice big dark blue plates. You don't normally see bigger plates in dark blue, at least I don't in the sets I usually buy. So it's nice to kind of be able to see them. They're going to be mostly covered up other than just this kind of little lip, but there it is. And now, of course, this part of the Lowe's, the main entrance, is getting pretty close to done. So, of course, I do need to be thinking about furnishing it. So I do have several little sub-builds here for the inside. These here are, those are going to be cash registers. They're very simple, just 3 bricks, but I think they'll look nice with me if you go standing in front of them. But a little less simple, we're going to have the lighting aisle. These are ceiling fans, obviously, and then I've also got these are chandeliers using the opal or satin pieces, as well as pearl gold. And then I'm going to also have the paint section. So here I have a shelf with buckets of paint. There they are. They have kind of a stripe to show what color each one's supposed to be. And then, honestly, maybe my favorite part of this whole build, the paint swatch wall. You know, where they have those little cards that tell you, like, what color of paint it's going to be. Little samples. That's what this is. I figured this would look great. So as for each color, I'm not sure what all LEGO's official names for each of these colors are. I'm more familiar with the Bricklink names, but I'm going to try to list them off from memory. This is bright pink, I think. Coral red, of course, dark red. Medium nougat, orange, reddish orange, which is a color that I'm also going to be using in the greenhouse some for some flowers, but that's a new color from this year, 2024. Kind of a hot new color. Dark orange. It's one of the light yellows. I think that's bright light yellow, regular yellow, the medium orange or yellow, or whatever that color's called. It's the same one I'm using for the caution stripes. Dark tan, sand green, bright green, green, dark green. That's aqua, I think. Bright light blue, medium blue, sand blue, Maersk blue, which is a discontinued color, so that's kind of notable there. Medium azure, which sort of replaced Maersk blue, even to the point of being in a Maersk ship at one point, but as you can see, they are not the same because they're all right next to each other. Maersk blue has quite a bit more gray, I think, in it. Regular blue, of course, dark blue. This is, I think, medium lavender. Then we've got magenta, and then, you know, probably one of my favorite pieces here is this. This is a 1x1 tile in old purple, the original LEGO purple from the 90s and, like, very early 2000s. It's my understanding that this piece, the 1x1 tile in old purple, only ever came in the original 1999 Mos Espa pod race from the Phantom Menace Star Wars, of course. And so that's not really that well of a set, not really that well of a piece, but it is technically an exclusive piece, so it's nice to see it here. It's been kind of replaced by regular modern dark purple, which is this one right under it. And then more recently, it's also been kind of supplanted by magenta, which is up here, which is like the current equivalent of it. But as you can see, it really does kind of fill a niche in between them. It really is a completely different color, really. I quite like it, but I think they should bring kind of that shade back. But anyways, there it is. Lots of colors, lots of tiles. It looks great in my opinion. So I'm going to be arranging these all on the inside, hopefully where you can see them through the windows. Alright, well here's the sign work in progress. We have this kind of box that kind of holds it in the back, and that's going to go there. And I'm going to put pieces on the top to obviously hold it in. Right now it's not pushed down or anything. But, so we'll be more finished on the top, but that's just kind of how it is. This is all built with snot technique. I'm not the best at snot, but I think it turned out pretty well. There was a bit of a small gap there, but it looks, I think, pretty good. Close enough. And I will put a sticker on the front of the dark blue bricks that says something like Lowe's, or something of the sort. As for the interior, you can see the paint pretty well, as well as the ceiling fans through there. You can't really see the chandeliers, they're a little hidden, but I do think you can generally see it pretty well through the front windows. So, there you go. Alright, there it is with the roof on it. I seem to have neglected to get enough of these slopes to cover over here, but I do have them here. And that, I was going to show you the roof, but I don't know if I can get back off. There we go. Anyways, whoops. I knocked the plate off. Oh well. There's the roof. It's inside of it's hollow, where we can put lighting, maybe. And it's kind of like that. It's like a giant tissue box, basically. And it fits on those lips, once again. So it's a big... It's hard to get on with just one hand, but... There you go. There it is. Alright, now up next, I am going to be doing the lumber section. I've already talked about the base here, so don't really need to say much more about that, but, I mean, this is the base it's going to be on. Alright, here's what I've got so far. I've got this wood over here that's for sale, and then of course we've got more loading bays in the back, and then of course some of the wall is kind of built up, but it's not really all locked together well. It's really flimsy, so there's a lot to go obviously still on this part, but I did kind of want to get a camera angle where you can see the wood leaned up against the wall there on hinges. Just here before I put the top on it, it's easier to see. Alright, here's how it's going so far. We have the door here. It's a bit unceremonious, but it's actually pretty strong. You can pick up there. I've also added a pallet on the inside, just for a little bit extra detail. I'm going to be using that same build also from Garden Center for the pallets of the potting soil. But as you can see, it's got a tile on jumpers of the center kind of piece of wood, so it can actually put something on there without the studs being off balance. But I just think it looks kind of nice to have a little pallet there. And of course it's medium nougat, the same color as the boards over there. Of course they have to be that color, not tan, because all the building is tan. Alright, now here's this section done. Now this roof piece comes off. Once again, it has a hole where you could add lighting. Don't know if I actually will add lighting to this or not, as it is pretty open, but it does get pretty shadowy here on the inside when I put the roof on it. So the roof just should go down like that. And, I mean, there it is. Once again, in this section, it will connect here to the main building. And it has more loading bays in the back. And it has the ramp. So, there it is. Okay, and here at the end, of course, I am now doing the Garden Center. Now, this is going to have a lot less pieces than some of the parts of the Lowe's. But it is personally my favorite part, probably because of all the colors. Now, as you can see back here, I already have some of the flowers put together. Those are going to be arranged and everything. Of course, we're going to have some little greenhouses and some other fencing and stuff. Alright, well, here's what I've got so far. As you can see, the greenhouses will build basically entirely out of the door frame piece. These ends have glass in them, but the other and the back does, but the these sides don't. So you can just walk through. As for the roof, I'm going to have kind of these overhangs, and I'm going to have like this bit in the middle, and then we'll have like clear parts on our side. I'm never the best at building roofs, and of course clear roofs are even harder, so I'm just doing the best I can here. Okay, and there's the greenhouses done, but I still gotta build kind of the fencing and stuff over here. Okay, and there that all is, but I still need to add just a little bit in here. But here's the fencing, very simple, it's just this lattice piece and some plates, and also some cylinders. Alright, now here's the finished garden section. I do have some pallets now in there with the soil bags. And before I go and show the final building, I do want to show a few side builds. To go outside the main door, I have these grills. And I also have these two little ride-on lawn mowers. They're supposed to be like John Deere and Craftsman. They're not really that great, but they do roll and everything. And I figured I could put those outside and add kind of a little something along with the grills, so nice little accessories there. Alright, and here is the final product, at least for now. Alright, over here we have the lumber yard. That's where, you know, I will light this up and maybe add some more wood or something in there, but for now I just have a little two-wheeler, and I do have a 9-volt train set that had a forklift that I'm going to put here. then the main kind of building, you can't really see it very well right now when it's not lit, but that's where all the paint stuff is. And of course the gardening center, and I did add a few extra shovels and kind of cuddle tools there, clippers, and in here I added some brooms, although let's see if I can get the roof off where you can see them. There we go. There we go, we have some brooms and some buckets that I added, and this piece got stuck. And so, there it is. Of course, the roof of this part comes off too. It actually comes off a little nicer, maybe. Well, maybe not. There we go. There we go. Here's in there. Once again, I showed that all there. And then, of course, there's the greenhouses that are pretty open. You can see all the flowers and stuff inside there. Oh, and here at the end, I do have, of course, the Lowe's out here in my front lawn, and I have fully lighted it, so it is fully lit now. So you'll be able to see the interior well at the train show. So just once again, for those of you who don't know, I will be attending the Oklahoma City Train Show 2024. That's November 2nd and 3rd, I believe, of 2024. That's this year, of course. And I will be showing off the layout there. I'll be running trains. I'll have all the buildings and stuff that I show on this channel. If you liked this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. That does help me out a lot, especially if you watch this whole thing. As I said, this is my biggest project yet. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.